up for Freeman.
What a catch!
That's insane! Or did he make the catch?
Yes! Oh, that may be one of the great throws ever made.
He did what?
To Packers Derailed, brought to you by PackerProject.com, featuring Jake the Draft Robot Schyvinck, my co-host, and yours truly, JJ Lahey. Jake, we are doing part two. We're doing part two. It's going to be a fun time. We did NFC offenses minus quarterback last week, and I think anybody besides you and I could have told us we were not getting to anything beyond just that, and that the idea that we could also do quarterbacks and defenses in the same pod is beyond our very wordy capabilities. We should have known. So we're here for part two. This is what the people want. We're 1 hour into the show here. I think, Jake, do you want to keep going and do our defenses? We'll have to go a little quicker on defense.
We can definitely do that. QB. So what happened with the QB rankings on ESPN? Have you seen them?
No, I don't give a crap about that.
Okay.
Is it ESPN? I thought it was NFL.com or something.
ESPN.
I really don't care.
Jeremy Fowler does surveys the execs and the coaches and scouts and
surveys the execs. Oh my gosh! If you see what these idiot execs do every year,
yeah,
I cannot imagine putting stock in what they think.
Yeah, we can hash this offline. But do you just for fun, and people in the comments, feel free to toss this out. Who's the best defensive tackle in the league? For your money, who's the best in the league?
Well, in about 5 minutes, it's probably gonna be Aaron Donald. Sounds like.
Well, okay, that's okay. Let's not count it. Let's not count him. We don't know he's back yet. We haven't. That's not confirmed. It's more or less confirmed, but it is whatever. We're not including him. He didn't play last year. Not counting him yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think
it's very hard for me to not pick this guy in my mind, like immediately when I think about it.
Are you thinking Quinnen?
I'm not, but I do think he should be firmly in top 3 or 4 discussion, period. There's no question.
I think a couple of years ago, I probably would have said Calais.
Okay.
I will say I don't feel like there is.
Well, there has to be somebody.
It has to be somebody, and I probably would say probably like Quinnen or
okay.
You could make an argument for like David Onyemata.
It's an interesting one.
You could make an argument for a guy like that, but based on last year, Bruce says Jeffrey Simmons. Toolfus says Dexter. Toolfus says Chris Jones.
Dexter would be, but I don't trust the Bengals defense. Can still trust him.
I feel like David Onyemata is a nice, well-rounded DT. I would probably go Quinnen.
Okay.
Are you giving consideration to like Puna?
No.
Are you a
this
Jordan
is like,
Davis guy?
These are guys who are. These are the difference maker tier. I've I think 5 or 6 in like true difference maker tier. Like for me, it's Simmons at the top personally. I think Cam Hayward's in that discussion if we're firmly going after off of what happened in 2025. He is unbelievable.
Big Cam Hayward truther.
He's unbelievable.
I love Cam.
He was top 3
DT
DT last year for sure. Wasn't even a question. So, Cam Hayward absolutely in the discussion. I think Quinnen and Chris Jones are probably still in that discussion. I think even after a down year, I'd still probably throw Lawrence in there, right?
Have you said your answer yet?
Yeah, Simmons. It's Simmons for me, personally. Okay. Now, the execs went Leonard Williams 1 in Seattle. Not a bad one. Could be fringe top 10. Not bad. Yeah. Then they went Simmons, and then they went Jalen Carter 3. And to me, that is draft pedigree at its finest. Not sure what we're doing here. He's not consistent enough. Jalen Carter isn't in my top 10 at this point. This is why I was very firmly against trading for him. I think Davis is better than him right now.
Davis is better than him.
They also put Derek Brown above Quinnen Williams, which I thought was pretty ridiculous, if you ask me as well.
Yeah, Derek Brown's been getting a lot of love lately. I think it's just because of that contract.
Probably.
Also
like they didn't even rank Hayward. They didn't even rank him, JJ. He wasn't in the top 10. They didn't have him ranked. That's outrageous.
Again, I don't give a crap about.
It's outrageous how bad these are. So I'm not even.
Can I give
He
you?
is. No, he is.
Can I give
He's
you-
absolutely in the discussion. Neil Felger, 4711, I think is
What about Devondre?
Name that?
Devondre Sweat.
Vondre solid. I know this one's gonna get pushed back for sure.
I'm changing
I would throw
my answer,
Byron.
by the way.
I would throw Byron.
My
Murphy in
official
there.
answer is Cam Hayward.
I don't hate it. I don't hate that.
Can I
I
give
think
you?
that's good.
Can I
think
give you
that's
a
really
really
good.
spicy hot take?
Sure.
I think Ojimo should be ranked ahead of Carter.
Ojimo. I think Ojimo is
Or
like
Ojimo, Texas.
a very on Philly. I think he is. If there was a
Jalen's the
DT,
third best DT on his team.
he's probably the third. He's probably the third most consistent DT. I do think if you did a defensive tackle draft, and everybody started over, Ojimo's probably going pretty high just because he's a younger player still. But Vita Vea did not make the top 10 either. Dershel, nope. So, yeah.
I feel like maybe
Some
there's
interesting-
like
some
a top
Interesting
three.
stuff going on. But
I think there's a top
it was
3 or 4. I'd put like David Onyemata probably at like 4. And I think the top 3 would be like Cam, Quinnen, Simmons.
Adam Hull knows what's up. But yes, I think
Byron
I
Murphy
think
is
so.
awesome.
He is.
Which Byron Murphy though? That's the question.
The Seattle. He is unreal. He's in my like difference maker tier as well. I think there's like 7.
I'm just saying we
guys
were
in
just
there.
talking about
He's in one of them.
Philly.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
I would not have Derek Brown in my top tier of DTs.
No. But yeah, I think like they had Sewell as the best tackle. I don't think he's the best tackle, personally. They had like Mailata higher than Tunsil on their lists, which doesn't sit right with me at all. Just a lot of nonsense going on there. I didn't even look at their I didn't even look at their interior, and now I'm seeing that they have put Tyler Smith from the Cowboys at 1, which that's interesting. As far as interior players go. But anyway, it's something.
All right, Jake.
It's something. All right. Let's get to defenses of the NFC.
We did offensive supporting casts. We did quarterbacks. Now we're doing defenses. Jake, we're ranking NFC defenses. Here's our offensive supporting casts. All right, just for posterity.
Love
before we unshuffle them, or shuffle them, I should say.
Yeah.
Here we go. We put Green Bay's offensive supporting cast in the average tier, you may remember, and that was, unfortunately,
I got to think about this.
mostly because of the offensive line. We had some huge offensive line heartburn. So we'll see where we end up ranking the defenses here.
Gosh, I got to think
I'm going to be really interested to see where you and me and the chat end up ranking the defense compared to where we ranked the offenses. I think that'll be interesting. But let's start first with, we're talking elite NFC defenses. Is there any point in talking about the Rams, or do we just say Rams and move on?
Other than the fact that Aaron Donald might be joining the team, coming out of retirement, I think is they had 2 issues. And we brought this up when we talked about when the trade went down, right? Like, Verse is very good, but Verse doesn't have those quick pressures, the quick get off, that difference-making few plays per game that are going to generate pressure. He's like a really good proximity pressure pocket collapser. Garrett is different. If they had Aaron Donald to this mix, that's going to include Turner and Fisk and Byron Young. Goodness sakes almighty. And they added McDuffie and Jalen Watson from Kansas City to fix a lot of their coverage woes.
Indeed.
What else is there to say? That's about it.
Yeah, I think that like they don't need their safeties to be elite,
No.
which is good because their safety room is certainly not elite. And I'd say like linebacker right now is kind of more of a supporting unit, despite the fact that they've had some pretty good backers through LA in the last few years. But DT, even without Donald, I think is going to be okay. Edge is going to be frightening. Corner should have really no problems. They should be good enough at corner. I think where we sit here in July, this looks like a defense that can win you a Super Bowl.
Yep.
And and I think you could have really interesting conversations about whether their offense or their defense is better.
Yeah. Completely agree.
I think that probably if we're trying to figure out the second best defense, it feels like to me you got to go back to Philly again this year.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think there
Philly
are
still
two other
belongs
teams
in
that go
elite.
in there.
Like there's a gap
100%.
between them and the Rams, but I think they're still elite.
I think so. Yeah, I know we were talking about potentially
if the young guys hit. This is the most complete defensive roster in the conference. I think they have fewer holes than the Rams roster does on defense.
Yeah, I think so. A couple things on them. We were talking about their DTs maybe getting overrated a little bit in the rankings, but they have a trio of them who are probably all in the top 25, no matter how you slice it. So 3 players in the top 25 defensive tackle. That's a big deal. I know they lost. They didn't get to hang on to Phillips, but they're bringing in Grenard, who had a really good season last year, right? So you have that going for you. You still have Zach Bond on that defense, which he has blossomed.
Zach Bond and Jahai Campbell are a very nice linebacker.
Yeah, Campbell taking a leap would further strike fear into me regarding this defense for sure. You still have Quinyon, you still have Cooper DeJean. It is what it is. They are just really good across the board. There's really just the safety room maybe not my favorite thing.
They got Makuba and
Makuba is another
Marcus
one.
Epps, I think, are going to be their starting safeties most likely.
Yeah.
Although there's Cooper DeJean is going to be out there in a lot of packages as well.
Yeah. They signed Reek Woolen, 1-year deal. Again, not great corner, but you get him on a 1-year deal where you might be able to get kind of potentially some good stuff out of him in that scheme. Love that. Forgot about Jalix Hunt on the edge.
Yep.
Another really productive
3
player. Mm-hmm. Can't forget about our guy sitting in there in the reserves. Ty Robinson hanging out in that defensive tackle room.
I know.
Who we're going to be
maybe
hopefully
Jalen
talking
Carter's
about a lot
the
more.
4th best defensive tackle on that.
There's a possibility. It's not impossible. Yeah. So, and they drafted Wisniewski from Texas, the safety, who I think kind of, to me, profiles similarly-ish to Reed Blankenship, who they lost. So it's man, they just do a really nice.
Yeah, that's a good comp.
They just do a really nice job, and I think it's a pretty loaded unit, and you still got Fangio there. So it's not like the Eagles' offense where it's the offensive line is still really good. They did lose Stoutland, but it's just this defense. Yeah, they're loaded.
Isn't it interesting how having the best GM in football makes your job so nice?
It has its perks, certainly.
It sure does.
It certainly has its perks.
Where would you put the Niners? Because I think that they kind of belong in the next group of teams to talk about. If you're looking at
this is
where there were some changes. They brought in Oso Odigizua, the most fun name to say in the league. They didn't do a ton else in the off season. Other than drafting Romello Height. Dre Greenlaw is back, which helps with Kendricks boogieing out of there. This is not maybe the deepest that we've seen from this linebacker room, but they still got Warner and Greenlaw, and I think that's good enough. And you're probably going to have maybe Luke Gifford is going to be out there playing as your Sam backer, which is not good, but maybe they are not going to have a Sam out there a ton. When you're Could be playing a lot more nickel.
Yeah.
I think their DBs, you're probably, you got Jair Brown, Malik Mustafa, Diamador Lenoir, Ronaldo Green, Upton Stout. I think like those guys are probably going to get more playing time than Gifford.
Yeah, I would imagine so. This one's tricky.
It's weird because you got like 3 kind of stars in Warner, Greenlaw, Bosa. But then like I don't really hate the rest of their defense. Got Keon White out there. You and I were big on for a long time. Michael Williams. CJ West.
So the DT room is fascinating because you got West and Collins both there going into year 2 as kind of your one techs, and then you've got Odigizua, Grayson Halton as your pass rushing DTs, your 3 techs. Yeah. Really like how that looks.
If Grayson Halton starts playing early,
this
could be a scary D-line again.
Like Bosa, if Bosa gets back to where he can be, which is top 5 edge in the league, you get something from Romello Height as again DPR. Romello Height's not going to be more than DPR, but he could be quite good DPR. And there's a lot of those in this that came out in this draft class. Obviously, Warner's.
I would trust the Niners to make
first in class. Yeah, their DB room is probably the most concerning part to me. Bernardo Green's had his ups and downs. They give Lenoir the big contract. Upton Stout was, played with his hair on fire. I think the safeties are kind of meh, but again, if the front's good enough, to me they aren't the 3rd best defense.
Above average feels
teeter
right.
between.
We might need to see them play a little bit.
Yeah, going through these rosters also might kind of recalibrate how I'm feeling.
That's true. Maybe we stick the Niners in above average for now, and then adjust later if
they may
kind of start to feel differently about what average actually looks like.
Right. And so, I think obviously
San Francisco still hasn't recovered from losing Buckner. I agree, but Odigizua might help with that.
That's the thing, yes. And yeah, if they get anything from their kind of nose tackle draft picks, that front with a healthy Bosa is going to be. There's some nightmare fuel there for opposing defenses. I think there's. Do you think there's one more elite? Because I have one more there.
Seattle.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
I think Seattle belongs in elite. Obviously, I think the conversation really starts with Witherspoon, but they got Leonard Williams, Julian Love, Evan Worry, the other Byron Murphy, the better Byron Murphy, and of course, best player on their entire defense is Mike McDonald.
For sure.
So I think that this is the 3rd best defense in the NFC. I'm not sure how you could rank anybody above these top 3 that we have in the elite tier. I just don't know who you could even conceivably talk yourself into.
Yeah.
Edging into that room there.
Yeah, I think with Seattle, again, they're getting a ton out of Ernest Jones at linebacker as kind of he's been casted off a couple of times. I will say, I think there's a potential sleeping giant. I know they lose Mafe. They lost one other guy, didn't they?
Oh, I thought we were going to keep talking about Seattle for a minute.
No, I am. They lost somebody else, didn't they? They lost.
Well, they lost Reek Woolen, and they lost Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant, that's a big one, yeah.
Yeah, they drafted Bud Clark and Julian Neal. We like
Julian
both of those guys.
Might be perfecto in this one, in this scheme out there. Might be
I would say Mafe is a smart one to call out because that was kind of. It reminds me a little bit of like Enagbare exiting the Packers this offseason, of just like proven talent exiting, and like you need more from the young guys in that room, kind of in the way the Packers do.
Which they might have the sleep. Derek Hall might be a sleeping giant for them off the edge. Yeah, they still got Lawrence there, obviously, but there's the numbers, the numbers even in obviously in short sample. When you look at it on next gen, look really promising.
Derek Hall played at Auburn, is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Second round pick in 2023.
Oh, 23? I was thinking it was 25.
That's
been a minute.
Yeah, so it's been a little while for him, but it feels like a perfect storm for him to kind of, in this defense, potentially get that big second contract after he
I will say, I think
heads out
the
the
only
building.
one of these 4 teams we've talked about so far that has good linebackers is Philly.
Yeah.
I think linebacker is a
Yeah.
weakness for the other 3 teams.
For sure.
And like that includes, well,
Yeah, your Drake
I can't
Thomas,
say
your
it when
Tyrese
the Niners
Knights.
have Fred Warner
Yeah.
and Greenlaw. All right, so we're 2 for 2. All right, Niners and Eagles have
Yes.
good linebackers.
Yeah.
Country Boy Jazz 9423 says, "Sup fellas, y'all do team reviews for redraft?"
You've not done fantasy. No.
Redraft.
Fantasy.
For fantasy? No,
Fantasy
we're doing
redraft.
this is just NFC defenses. We're talking about where the Packers are going to rank among NFC defenses. I think Bud Clark is interesting to me for Seattle because I could see
Yes.
him getting meaningful reps by like week 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I really, really liked him. I was mad that we didn't draft him. And I kind of really like the fit with Mike McDonald. Like, a lot.
Yeah.
If he's ready, and I feel like he might be, I think we're going to see him a lot early.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not really
it's
plugged
very
in
possible.
with, like, the Seattle beat. I don't know if he's already an expected starter. Like, maybe this is, not a very hot take, but...
Maybe. But I wouldn't guarantee.
Like, Julian Love is going to be a starter, but, like, opposite him, like, who else do you even have? Like,
I think Ty Okada's probably going to get the chance to.
well, Emin Worry.
Well, Emin Ward will be their nickelback.
Yeah.
So
Rodney Thomas maybe might play for safety.
might, yeah. Yeah, it's just a question of what they want Bud
Julian
Clark to
Love
do.
and Bud Clark. Clark and Love.
Julian
That's a
Love.
nice little safety team.
Giants let everybody go
That'd
out the
be.
building. Yeah.
Tulva says derailed
where do
fantasy
we-
league. That
where do
is
we
an idea we
go?
haven't thought about before. You know what? Reach out to us if you're
This is the
interested in a
worst.
derailed fantasy league. Maybe we think about something like that. Have not thought about it before that. The team I kind of want to talk about next actually is the Packers, but I feel like we have to save them for the end.
I think so.
I kind of
It's just a question of
do it
where
right
do we
now, but
go.
why don't we do Dallas next?
Okay.
So Dallas obviously invested super heavily in defense this off season, and you can't blame them.
Necessary.
You had to do it.
Had to do it to him.
So they brought in Caleb Downs and Malachi Lawrence. I think those are fantastic additions, obviously.
Then bar him.
They also traded for Rashawn Gary. They
Yikes.
lost Odigizua, lost Donovan Wilson, Logan Wilson, Dante Fowler, Jadeveon Clowney. It'd be interesting if Clowney went to Green Bay. They still have Kenny Clark in the middle
And
next
Quinnen,
to
man.
Quinnen Williams. It's interesting seeing Clark and Gary play next to each other again.
This is just another.
I like Donovan Ezeraku. Have always liked him. They do have our guy Jayshawn Barham. Dallas
Yep.
got Malachi Lawrence and Jayshawn Barham. I'll say
Outrageous. Super annoying.
I think that
Hate
this
that.
defense has a crazy amount of potential, and like most of it is super unproven. Like in the linebacker room,
Yeah.
you've got Overshown, but then like I'd like to see Barham out there.
It's probably gonna be D. Winters from San Francisco.
Well, they got Winters and Lufau out there.
because what's gonna happen, at least from what I gather, is that they're playing Winters and Overshown. Barham's gonna try to do some Zach Bond stuff on the line of scrimmage, away from the line of scrimmage, as a rookie, which seems to be kind of a little concerned maybe about like, trying to have him wear a couple hats as a rookie. Maybe they'll settle into one of those. But I have to imagine he won't start, which potentially Lawrence doesn't start either for them because of Azaraku, Gary, which, I think Lawrence should start over Gary, but that's neither here nor there. So they're
I like
interesting.
Their defensive line overall.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Kenny Clark fan, but I like the defensive line room overall. I have big questions about linebacker. I'm a little bit bored with their safety room, and I feel like their
could be a good
cornerback room is really like problematic.
We're waiting on Savon Revel though. We waiting for him. Sleeping giant out there. Came off the knee injury, didn't really play. Another year removed from it. That could be some good stuff.
It's probably gonna be Kobe, Durant, and Deron Bland.
Yeah,
at corner
probably. But Revel, we're waiting.
They do have rookie Devin Moore, who we liked.
Do.
It's
an Adam Huddle favorite, if I'm not mistaken.
There are maybe some similarities here, minus safety.
I feel like they're going to be able to rush the passer.
To the Packers defense. That fully healthy, D-line should be a strength. Corner might be a big weakness. You're not really sure what you have in linebacker.
Yeah.
I think safety is where there's a chasm of difference. Like, Dallas's best safety is probably Malik Hooker, but it might be Jalen Thompson.
Yeah, it's a fine room. It's not my favorite. Not my least favorite. I think it's fine. I think like if Barham ends up being an edge, just rush to the passer, I think it's average still. But like I think having Q there is a big deal for them. Downs, I think we all know, is going to be just ridiculous as a rookie. I still think. Again,
I feel stupid. We were just talking about safety and didn't even say Downs.
Yeah, Downs is because so it's from how it sounds.
He's going to be
how
a
it sounds.
Starter. What are we talking about?
From how it sounds, Parker wants him in DeJean's role early in the nickelback position, apex defender, do all of this stuff near the line for our defense, even kind of what Bond does of put him on the line of scrimmage. They want him to be the Emin-Wari apex defender, cover everybody, be a fit in the run because he tackles so well. And then
his stats will be nice.
When they get to later stuff, they want him poaching as a backside safety. They want him top down. They want him doing the post-snap rotation either deep down the field of post safety or into the robber rat looks. Like they're going to be doing apparently just so much. He's going to be a lot on his plate, and he's probably going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. This feels like that's probably what's going to happen.
I think it's defensible to put them in average until you actually see them play, but I have a hard time imagining that they're not going to hit on this amount of talent to at least be above average.
Here's what I will say. So because we were talking about like who can win the Super Bowl, right, this year, and we have put Dak, okay, where we have put their offense without QB, where JJ wants to put their defense. To me, this is a team who can win it. They can win it.
Should be good.
They absolutely can win it this year. Even if the defense goes to above average, which I think I'm in agreement that I think they can get there. I would like to see it at a lot of different spots. And there might be a decent learning curve, right? In terms of the scheme.
Are you a Brian Schottenheimer believer?
Sometimes the boring hires work. Sometimes they work. It wasn't a flashy. It was kind of like, oh, wow, okay, fine, whatever. And we kind of moved on. And him and Clayton Adams are like, they're not following a specific, script of like, oh, we got to be like the Mick Shanahan tree, can't do our own thing. And they've kind of just cooked up their flavor a little bit of how they want to run stuff, which I think is a benefit to them.
Give me.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm fooling myself again. This is going to be a rug pull of epic proportions as I sit here in July and August going, yeah, Dallas can win the Super Bowl. They can absolutely do it. And then they don't do it. It's like, you absolute moron. What are you thinking? Every time you do this is what happens.
Take this to the bank, Jake. I will bet my life savings on this one. All right.
Okay.
Cowboys are going to get double-digit wins in the regular season. They're going to win 0 or 1 playoff games. They are going to be in contention to win the NFC East, and they might do so. And the media is going to talk about them all year long. And when they do get bounced out of the playoffs in either the first or the second playoff game, it's going to be an embarrassing shellacking.
Probably.
Take that to the bank.
Probably at the hands of one of those teams above them on this tier baker here.
Or the Green Bay Packers. Should we get so lucky as to get matched up against them?
Maybe.
You know what? If we're going to backdoor in as the 7th seed again, then
hopefully Dallas is the 2, baby.
Please make Dallas the 2 seed.
I mean, in theory,
I would appreciate that.
In theory, they should be.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine beating Kenny
honest.
Clark and Rashawn Gary in the playoffs? That'd be so
just
freaking
an absolute tour de force, just rolling through.
Where to beat Mike McCarthy? Now
Parsons has 2 sacks, strip sack, interception, just nightmare stuff for Jer Bear up there.
You can change anything and everything, but until you change that logo, nothing's changing.
Sorry,
I think above average feels correct for them.
I'm gonna take the fall for this team. That's fine. I'll be the one to do it. I will be the one to go down with the Titanic. This is the Dallas Cowboys every year. It's fine.
Okay.
Last year, no thank you. This year, I'm in.
No, I mean I appreciate that because we do need to make sure that we jinx them, right?
Yeah.
We don't want to reverse jinx them.
My biggest concern is...
Which is also why I feel good about putting their defense in above average.
Well, okay. Again, TBD on those 2 up there based on what we see going forward. But I think, my biggest worry is going to be if everybody's on board. If everybody's on board with Dallas in August, I'm out. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing with everybody.
I think everybody will be on them.
Yeah, so maybe I need to be out. But for now, I'm in.
Why? Because
for now, I'm in.
We're gonna see something in the preseason from Caleb Downs that is gonna make everybody lose their minds.
He's gonna make one play, gonna leave.
Yep.
Which he should do. Yep. He should not be playing all preseason.
Yes. Yes.
Because we need that man. We need that man healthy. Gosh, where do we go? Where do you want to go?
We gotta stick in the NFC East. Let's do Washington, man. Obviously.
Okay.
Washington.
This is a team.
I gotta say,
do not have a.
We can go through like their draft and all that. It's not great.
Gosh.
They got Odafe Owe, and they got Tim Settle.
Oh my!
And they don't have much else.
Oh my gosh! Oh man! They got linebackers. I'm honestly not offended by their linebacking core.
Well, no, they drafted Sonny Styles,
Chanel, Frankie Louvu. I'm not offended.
If they still had Bobby Wagner, I'd be interested.
Everywhere else, I am offended.
Could you imagine Sonny Styles getting to play next to Bobby Wagner? Holy crap, that'd be nice.
Everywhere else, other than linebacker, I feel offended by this team.
They lost Marshawn Lattimore, Bobby Wagner. They did bring in Rasul Douglas. I wouldn't be that surprised to see Rasul starting for him. Here's who else they have at corner. They got Amik Robertson, who was probably the Lions' best corner, and he was bad. They got Mike Sanders still, who hasn't really figured it out yet. They got our guy Trey Amos, who I think probably is going to have a better year this year than he did.
I hope so. Otherwise, that take's going to look terrible. But it is what it is. Well, Sainer still, they had him playing outside corner last year because they didn't have anybody else who could do it. Because
I think Rasul might be out there. If you have Rasul outside,
so
you can
does
put
that mean
still back in the slot?
Yeah. So Amik doesn't play then. Amik Robertson's a reserve, right? I know. I'm saying like the way they have the depth chart set up, I think is incorrect. but it's fine. It's early. I just, man, Owe, okay, sure. Keisean Nixon, I don't know about the reclamation project there. Dorrance Armstrong, Joshua Josephs.
I'm really scared about defensive tackle.
No, that's Deron also Payne, not good either.
The ghost of Javon Kinlaw. Got Tim Settle.
Johnny Newton, foot injury, can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
I think
this is going to be a pretty bad defense.
I think it's pretty bad. That's a lot of money for
linebacker might elevate them if
a lot of money
Sonny Styles and Leo Chenal kind of hit.
They're going to be I have this picture in my head. It's like week 7. Styles and Chenal are in position. They're making tackles, and then in coverage, they're like in the right spots. And the entire secondary is just an absolute mess in communication. Also, don't forget, this is a Durante Jones coach defense.
This is true.
And
does that move them up or down for you?
It doesn't. No, I think it just accentuates our feeling about the linebacking room. I think it's gonna be great. I think Durante Jones gonna have those boys humming. Like, I have no doubt about that. I just don't think he's been dealt a nice hand here.
They're gonna run 3-4, aren't they?
I would assume so. Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah, so you're only really playing 2 linebackers at a time then. So my question would be like,
they might walk Luvu or Chenal down potentially.
I kind of wouldn't be surprised to see Styles Luvu as the linebackers.
Chenal might be a Sam Backer or just an outside linebacker.
Are they going to be using Sam Backer that much?
I guess not Sam Backer, just outside linebacker. I think you can't have there at least on our lads. This is a lot of guys who can't defend, who are not great defending the run. And Chenal at least go take on blocks for you a little bit. So that's going to be interesting.
They clearly belong in at least below average. Would you put them in really bad?
I don't know if really bad. I think TBD on that, but I think that's right for now.
The DBs is what has me really nervous.
Yeah, I agree.
Who's their best defensive back, period?
It's got to be Sainer still, I think.
And he was awful last year, playing out of position.
Right.
They got to put him
back in the right
slot.
position. I think we're okay.
That's why I think like Rasul is going to be a starter, because you have to have, unless they can find somebody else to go be a starting cornerback on the outside. Like, you got to have Sanders still inside. Get rid of Amik.
I would think so. Okay, are we staying in the East? I know we got.
Yeah, let's do the last one. We got the Giants up last. The Giants look significantly better on defense than the Commanders do, which is not the hardest bar to clear. Looking at what they did this offseason, the Giants, of course, they hired John Harbaugh.
Brought a lot of guys over from there.
They brought in Tremaine Edmonds, Greg Newsome, DJ Reader.
Listen, they got 3 of my faves.
Shelby Harris. They drafted Arvell Reese. They, of course, don't have Dexter Lawrence anymore.
Could have had Caleb Downs as well. Got to point that out. What are you doing?
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Should have done that. Inexcusable.
Bobby Okereke is gone.
Yep.
I know it's not how you say it, but that's how he was announced, his draft. So at edge,
drafted Colton Hood.
It's at edge. It's Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Arvell Reese.
And Abdul Carter.
Unless the Giants can find a buyer for Thibodeau, because they do not want to keep him.
And Carter will play, obviously, as well. 3rd overall pick in 25. It sounds like Reese is playing linebacker. Which, let's ride.
So that's interesting. So you're going to have Carter and Burns on the outside, Abdul Carter and Brian Burns on the outside.
Yep.
Arvell Reese at backer next to Tremaine Edmonds. So then your DTs, you're going to have DJ Reader and Shelby Harris and
our guy.
Darius Alexander, Toledo.
Yeah.
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 I don't hate that. I think Darius is clearly the weak link in that front seven.
For sure.
But I'm okay with that. I think that's a really good front seven. I kind of hate their cornerback room. I think probably their most promising corner would be Drew Phillips in the slot. Otherwise, it's Paulson Adebo, Greg Newsome. It's amazing that Newsome was only drafted in 21. It feels like he's been in the league since like 2019.
Yeah.
Holland
and Newman is like
any good safeties at all? They don't have any good safeties.
Newman has not delivered as a second-round pick to this point.
You're going to be able to throw on this team all day. Yeah. And you're going to have a hard time.
Front good, secondary bad.
Running against
better than Washington.
Is this like the definition of like an average defense because the crazy good front seven outweighs the crazy bad backfield?
Probably.
Or secondary, I should say.
Probably.
I just think like they're going to absolutely tee off on some teams and then get shredded by other teams. Yep. And to me, that kind of averages out.
I think so. Average but volatile.
And if they could get some competent DB play.
Yeah.
Like if this secondary can just be kind of average, I think that front seven can make the secondary right.
Should we go to the foil of the Giants next?
Who is the foil of the Giants?
I think it's Chicago, right? I think it's the perfect foil.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Secondary good, front not good. Not good, man.
We could do that.
I just man, let me say.
Yeah, I mean the interesting thing with them is that like the linebackers, Devin Bush finally figured out how to play football.
Yes.
With
is that a flash
Cleveland,
in the pan?
right?
Yeah.
Cleveland is where he figured it out again.
Yes,
yeah?
with Schwartz.
They sucked butt for 1,000 years in Pittsburgh, figured it out in Cleveland, and then went to Chicago and had probably his best year ever. I think he was better in Chicago than he was in Cleveland. They still have T.J. Edwards and Jack Sanborn, and I like Jack Sanborn better than I think most people do. I think this is a really solid linebacker room.
I really like Keisean Elliott, which is annoying.
I can't pretend to have an opinion on Keisean.
Really liked him. Didn't like that. They got three guys I liked: Thieneman and Elliott and Vandenberg. But again, Vandenberg, you can't count on to be like a difference maker year one. The 6th-round pick, and like your 6% of your cap's going to Grady Jarrett, another 6% to Odie Yingbo.
Well,
Montez Sweat is a lot of money.
Let's pick a room.
Dexter.
You want to do the safeties here?
Safeties are good. One of my faves.
Kobe Bryant and Dylan Thieneman are going to be the starters, right?
Fantastic. Yep. Fantastic. No notes. One of the better pairings you'll see in the NFC here.
I don't know. I feel like it's way too early to say that. We have no idea.
If we were hyping up
unproven safety,
if we were hyping up Caleb Downs, who hasn't played yet in the league,
that's not why we ranked Dallas where we did. We were just highlighting.
That was part of it for me, for sure. If you're putting him above average, it's because of 18. For sure.
No, I was.
That's for sure why. Him and Quinnen would be the.
But I also like Caleb Downs a heck of a lot more than I like Thieneman.
I guess. I think Thieneman for me was like 9th, 10th, 11th best player in this class, and just was, just unfortunate difference maker. Did it in every type of defense. 3 safety defense at Oregon, which is going to be popular in the league. Single high post safety at Purdue. Just kind of did all of it. Versatility is the name of the game, as we're going to see with Caleb Downs all year too. And I think Kobe Bryant, really underrated part of the secondary in Seattle.
I'll be interested to see what he does in Chicago. As you should. I think it is not out of the realm of possibility for Kobe to take a step back this year and for Dylan to actually be the best safety in that room.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm not saying I'm betting against Kobe, but
would agree.
To me, I just need to. I'm just nervous about the safety room. It just feels very unproven to me in a way that some of the other safety rooms that we've talked about that kind of didn't have the ceiling that the Bears do.
Yeah.
I'm just more questioning, let's just say that Thieneman just isn't ready to go. I just don't know who they're playing in his stead.
I think he's a play.
Sorry, what?
He's playing. He's gonna play all year.
Okay,
they're gonna do the. You figure it out. You're getting snaps all year.
Okay, let's say he gets abducted by aliens, right? He can't play for 3 weeks, whatever. Who the heck are they putting out there opposite Kobe? I think this room is paper thin.
I think you could put Kobe and whoever, and I'd probably still take them over San Fran with Mustafa and Brown, who I think are not great, really. So
to me, the strength of this defense is clearly the linebackers. And then you have a good reason to be optimistic about the safeties, optimistic that you're going to get above average play out of the corners. I'm looking for what on this defense is going to make up for the atrocious D-line. Because it's pretty bad. It's Montez Sweat and nobody, there's not an NFL fan who wants to say that about their defensive line. It's Montez Sweat and nobody.
Yep, that's it.
We have Adam Huddle's comment, stinky unit, pinned from forever ago. And I just want to let that be the answer about Bears D-line. Where would you rank the Bears defense in the NFC? Would you put them in the same tier as the Giants?
I don't know.
I kind of want to go below average because of that D-line. Because I don't know how they're going to stop. The only way they're going to stop the run is
committing
with
all
the linebackers,
bodies.
which is going to really open them up to, good heavens, go play some play action against this team.
There's just a lot of There's a lot of stress on Edwards and Bush and Jalen Johnson and the safeties. There's a lot of it. And
the thing is,
they're going to be stressed a ton because they just don't have. They asked Ben Johnson about the defensive line in the pass rush, and he goes, we'll coach him. It's okay, but and someone, I don't remember what pod I was listening to, but the coaching brings up your below average rotational roster guys into average players.
Yes.
I don't think you're going to coaching wise produce a superstar from what you have right now.
Here's the huge thing with Chicago. This is such an easy defense to fix because all you have to do is go out there and add somebody competent at D-line. Because the rest of the roster, I think, is good enough that if D-line doesn't remain the horrific hole that it is right now, you can make up for it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to get my camera turned back.
No, you're good. It's yeah, I think that's totally fine for them. All right, we have 8 teams left. Ooh, my goodness. Okay. We're gonna have to push the envelope a little bit here.
I think I got my camera.
You got it? Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
One more time. Drew says JJ's mic got weird. No, I had to walk around the side of my desk to try to fix the camera. Sorry,
it's a proximity issue.
Joe, I see your comment. I appreciate it. I can't put it on the screen or say it out loud, but I appreciated it. I'm interested in doing the Lions next.
Okay.
Does that sound good to you?
Yeah.
So it's going to kind of be the theme of the NFC North, but the D-line here. D-line and corners are a problem in this division. They really are.
Yeah.
They drafted Derek Moore, who I did not like at all.
Yeah, it's got to be carried by 4 players defense right now.
Hutchinson, Jack Campbell, Brian Branch.
Yeah.
Who's the other?
Kirby would be
Kirby Joseph. Duh.
Yeah. That's it. Those you got to be carried by the 4. Like they continue to add like nose tackles. They have an obsession with them. Drafted Tyleik Williams in the first round last year. No idea why they did that.
I think Aleem McNeil is really underrated.
He is, but he's been, and being further removed from the injury should be a beneficial thing for him.
Was Nwuzurike hurt last year?
I feel like their defense always hurt.
I think the Lions are close to being good on defense. So they have one really good edge, 2 good safeties, 1 really good linebacker, and then they have 3 guys who I think have significant potential at D tackle, which would be McNeil, Tyleik Williams, and Nwuzurike. I think all 3 of those guys have potential to give you what you need. And so their problems continue to be at corner, where kind of the only decent guy they have is DJ Reed. They did bring in Roger McCreary this offseason. I would think he's probably going to play in the slot.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see how Jimmy Rolder fills in at linebacker in the Anzalone. I never liked what Anzalone did, so I think it is not going to be hard to not downgrade there. But I am curious to see how he fits in.
Yeah, I guess I forgot about the injuries because Branch has the Achilles tear, which is not good.
Branch is not going to be back until December.
But then, like, I'm seeing like Kirby Joseph might not play all year. I don't remember him getting knee surgery.
Kirby Joseph
I don't see anything
surgery, knee surgery. He will not undergo. So this report came out 7 days ago. Will not undergo knee surgery. Says surgery.
Yeah,
will
that
not
being in
help.
flux. That being in flux does not help this team at all.
So,
oh boy,
the guy. I don't even know how you say this guy's name. Christian. How do you say his last name? Izian?
Oh. Yeah, Eisen.
Christian Eisen and Chuck Clark are probably your starting safeties until Kirby gets back.
Goodness sakes.
Which freaks you out with the corners. Feels like this is going to be a very similar defense to what we saw out of Detroit last year.
Yeah.
So
as it turns
have been
out,
a noted Brad Holmes hater.
As
I
said,
think that he did much to improve the team.
As I said all along, this team's gonna be carried by 2 guys early in the season, in McNeil and Hutch and maybe Campbell. So those are the 3 guys. You know, if McNeil comes back to himself, goodness sakes,
average.
I mean, when the safeties are back, sure. To start the season, they won't be back, it sounds like, so that's bad news. Yeah, I don't know.
If Kirby's going to be back sooner rather than later,
that'll help. DJ Reed's not outrageous, I guess, at corner, but it's not that great.
The Lions beat is talking about whether or not he'll be ready to suit up for week 1. So to me, that doesn't sound like he's going to be out till November.
Yeah.
I think you got to put them in average and then, like, you know, acknowledge that if Kirby misses a lot of time, it's a bad safety room behind him.
Yeah, for sure.
To me, I feel like the biggest thing with the Lions defense is that average kind of feels like they're ceiling until Brian Branch gets back.
Yeah.
I don't know how you elevate this to above average. because you don't.
No. Honestly,
Maybe another defensive end on the roster comes alive, or maybe you go.
But man, if they weren't the team to go after
trade for
Garrett,
Max
are they
Crosby.
really going to go after anyone else? I don't know.
I don't
That's
think so.
maybe Sweat. Maybe they go after Sweat. I don't know, but
I do think they're in on Sweat.
yeah. Okay, who stinks? Who's
stinks?
stinky?
A lot of the remaining
Who
teams
stinks?
probably.
Okay,
Cardinals probably stink.
probably. Listen.
Oh, hold on, wait. Shouldn't we finish? Should we do the Vikings?
Sure.
Let's stay in the division here. We won't do the Packers, but we'll do the Vikings.
Yeah.
The Vikings, to me, this is like such a across the board average roster, but Flores. So I think they lost Grenard.
Hate depth chart so bad, so much. It looks.
They lost
horrible.
Hargrave, Allen, Harrison Smith. They did draft Jake Golday. Look, it's tough because they don't have a GM.
this.
They didn't
I
have a
really
GM
hate
for this
this.
offseason. Byron Murphy is probably going to be their nickel. Their safeties, you're looking at Josh Metellus and Theo Jackson.
Yeah.
Corners.
Rookie Jacoby
Corners
Thomas.
are probably really underrated. James Pierre and Isaiah Rogers. These are not names that people know, but I think they're underrated. I think they're good enough, and they're probably the best cornerback room in the division.
Yeah, which to me is kind of like.
They got Caleb Banks and Jalen Redmond in the middle.
Found this nickel
still got-
in the fountain compared to the rest of the pennies. Not valuable at all, but more valuable, I guess. I hate this unit.
I'll tell you
so
what they don't
much.
have. They
I
don't have
really
any
hate
edge
this.
rushers. Like they're
on Dallas
outside
Turner.
backers.
A lot on Dallas Turner's shoulders.
It's gonna be Van Ginkel and Turner.
I really don't like this at all. I was surprised because I've seen some of the rankings of them being like they're ranked as top 10 unit, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, man, Flores is like the best at this because this unit stinks.
Adam
lot
Little
of
says
rookies.
the Bears have better corners. Do
Lot
you
of
think
br-
the Bears with Tyreek Stevens and Jalen Johnson are better?
Jalen
these two guys?
Johnson's the best corner of that bunch for sure. The problem is Tyreek Stevens is the worst of the four. So, yeah.
James Pierre is weird because he had such a good year last year,
Yeah.
and he's kind of not really been good outside of that.
Very different.
Isaiah
stuff
Rodgers is kind of the
on his
opposite.
plate.
He's just kind of steady Eddie.
Yeah. On paper,
Which
this
for
should be terrible, but I'm sure it won't be.
Brian Flores,
I'm sure it won't
like,
be. It looks bad, but it probably won't be.
I can't go lower than
Somehow.
average, especially
Somehow
with
it won't be.
Flores.
Somehow it won't be bad. It looks terrible. It just.
I
looks
can't go
so
lower than
terrible.
average.
I
when
understand.
Brian Flores is calling the plays.
I understand. I don't like on paper. Ugh.
But you know they're going to make it work, though.
Nasty.
That's the thing.
Yeah, it shouldn't work at all. This is like
You
begging
agree
for
that
first.
The biggest problem is the defensive line, right?
Defensive line, safeties, corners, linebackers. Seems like there's a lot of problems here, but they somehow won't be problems. I don't know. I really don't like this, but again, doesn't matter. Flores will make it work. All right.
But they also don't have gaping holes anywhere either. Like it's
Yeah.
There's nothing that excites you about this except for the play caller. But there's also nothing that's like, ooh, I don't know how you overcome that if the rest of your defense is good.
I mean, two rookies playing along the D line. Not my favorite thing.
Who's the other? Banks and who?
I think Orange is probably going to play, which
You think he's going to play over Jalen Redmond this year?
I think he's going to play over I mean, I don't think Redmond is going to play like if they're in 3-4 and they've got the nose tackle out there. I think it's going to be him or like Levi Drake Rodriguez, which to me says like, oh, he's probably playing. I don't know. I guess Blake Cashman's fine. I like the goal they pick. Man,
They have Eric Wilson.
Yeah. I guess Ivan Pace had some splash plays as a
Daniel Zapp
man.
says, according to NFL media, the Vikings have a Super Bowl roster. Zapp, you sent in a voicemail for us this week, which I really appreciated. Unfortunately, your audio cut out halfway through for about 30 seconds, so I wasn't able to play it tonight. So if you want to call in with your question again, would love to play that next week. I apologize. I listened to the beginning of it earlier in the week, and I was like, ooh, this sounds good. And then when I went to go load it into the thing today, I was like, well, let me just listen to the whole thing through and make sure that's all good. And then that's when I realized the big gap in the middle that we couldn't. Yeah, meant that we couldn't play it.
All right, just put Arizona in the bad. Let's get rolling here.
Do we want to look? Do you have any interest in looking at their?
Listen, I love Walter Nolan. That's on the record.
Who doesn't love Walter?
Love Josh Sweat. Love Will Johnson. Love Budda Baker.
Why are you talking about future Packer Josh Sweat? We're not talking about the Packers yet.
Really like Adrian Taylor-Deverson. Really like Garrett Williams. So they're just guys like on paper. I just kind of like this more than Minnesota's, and yet I don't trust the coaching at all.
How dare you, sir? They have Zaven Collins.
Cool.
Remind me who their DC is.
Oh boy, it's
I don't remember. I feel better that you don't remember.
Is it the guy from?
They went so heavy on offense this offseason.
Okay, yeah, I thought he was an assistant for Minnesota at some point. Nick Rallis.
Oh yeah, no. There's just nothing.
I like. This is the problem. I feel like on Arizona's team, I just like a lot of their players. But the coaching's
like
just
Walter
never
Nolan.
been good enough to get. Like I love Nolan, love Will Johnson, Budda Baker.
I don't like Budda.
Taylor Demerson had a nice rookie year. Garrett Williams, when he's healthy, is really fun. And obviously they got Sweat on there.
It's gonna be a bad defense.
Oh. And not to mention, of course, they drafted Caleb Proctor. Let's not forget.
This is true. Although he's hurt now, so he can't play.
Yeah.
I think the most interesting room by far has to be edge, because they're playing Zaven Collins on the edge, but they also have Baron Browning, B.J. Ojolari,
Jordan
Josh
Birch.
Sweat for now, although they obviously want to move on from him. Jordan Birch. Yeah, it's there's some interesting pieces to play with here. I'll tell you what I think would have been really interesting if Jonathan Gannon were just the defensive coordinator for the Cardinals. That would be interesting. Yeah. But you know what? That ain't happening. So they're gonna be bad.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we got the South.
We got
now.
one division left. Let's do you pick the South team.
Let's go Atlanta, alphabetical.
All right. Atlanta, Diablo, Xavier Watts.
This is the safety room we're
Jalen
talking
Walker.
about right here, baby.
You got Jesse. You got
this
the
is
ghost
what
of Jesse
talking
Watts.
About. This is the safety room we talk about. Xavier Watts could have won Defensive Rookie of the Year. He's outstanding. Fell to the 90s. That was a disgrace.
You're going to have to talk me on anything better than a below average for this overall defense.
Like, I just wanted to talk.
I just want
talked about the safeties. Jalen Walker, breakout candidate on the edge. But
year 2.
Other than that, I feel as though I'm being gaslit about how good this defense is.
Do you want to go below average or really bad for Atlanta?
Probably below average. I don't know. This is a problem. I like Arizona's defense better on paper. Ugh, I don't know. I feel like their defensive line is just dudes, guys naming dudes, right? Oh, remember Zach Harrison? Remember Brandon Dorless? right? Oh yeah, remember that Mason Smith cat? They traded Rook Ororo for him. Like, remember Samson Ebukam? Like, Braylon Trice, remember him? Like, this is just all like just guys naming dudes on their defense.
Yeah, but all these guys were like
I saw
kind of just like role players in college, even though.
Correct. I saw a Harold Perkins will win Defensive Rookie of the Year take, and I'm like, we need the season to get here.
That's weird.
He's wearing first off, even if you really like Harold Perkins, he's wearing 56. That's it. It's over. Sorry. He's done. So
what's wrong with a linebacker wearing 56?
Oh, it's just he's like the hybrid, right? He's like the big nickel safety hybrid linebacker. He was just faster than everybody on the edge, so they played him at edge, but he was 220 playing on the edge. Like, it is just like I don't know. It's just kind of like a
what number would you like to see on him? 50?
I think he needs to have a single digit.
40?
Or I'm totally out. Single digit, I'm totally out.
Single digit. 8. Harold Perkins with 8.
Yeah, that'd be a lot better.
Yeah, that would work.
Anyway,
that would work. Or
I feel like I'm being gaslit on this
him.
defense. But
what's the situation with James Pierce? Is he going to play?
I don't know. He shouldn't. He shouldn't play. Probably will. So
it's a darn shame that AJ Terrell is not good anymore.
And then they got his brother now. It's okay. Everything's fine. They got Avion.
Terrell, our new political ticket.
Yep.
I don't think they should have gotten rid of Ebiketie.
Probably not.
I would have kept him.
I will say
I would have kept Anyamata and Ororo.
Yeah, the Aurora Mason Smith trade is kind of like one of those NBA trades where you're like, oh, they had a second round pick swap. That's interesting. Didn't know you did that. That's what that feels like to me. Their trade probably will amount to nothing. But it is what it is. Okay.
Oh, it took me a second. Joe said the Wookiee, and I finally realized he meant Ororo.
No, that's Scooby Doo. What are we talking about?
For old time's sake, are you going to do it for us? It's July. The people deserve it.
All right.
The people have been hanging out with us here.
Yeah, you're welcome. We should have made that we should have made that a drop or something to have in our media tab over here.
Oh, that would be interesting.
May have to go do that. If
maybe I'll have to go find the original.
If he makes like splash plays, we can think about going to make that a thing. Okay.
I think that feels right. Let's do Tampa next.
Okay.
So Tampa.
I tried to go alphabetical on them,
Tampa
guys.
has a little. I think Tampa has a little something to him this year on defense. So they lost Levante David and Jamel Dean, and they brought in Alex Anzalone, Ruben Bain, Josiah Trotter.
Man, this actually could be. This could be nice.
I don't like their linebacker room at all. I didn't like Trotter,
Really?
and I didn't like Anzalone.
Okay.
I think it's going to be.
Okay.
I think this is a bad linebacker.
They should not have. They should have taken C.J. Allen instead of Trotter. They did not.
I would have been all over that.
If they took C.J. Allen, this defense might be like. This chance would be fantastic.
Well, the corner and linebacker, I think, are bad.
Okay, so you're not in on Morrison.
Ben Morrison was awful last year.
I don't think he was healthy last year. I don't think he played a lot of games, if I'm not mistaken.
He played last year, 2025. Wasn't he a rookie last year? He played 400 snaps last year.
I don't remember him even
played half the season.
Because of his
played
knee.
half the season.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Could have fooled me.
I think he played 400 snaps.
Definitely could have fooled me.
I got the answer. Nope, I don't. I thought I had the answer right here. Benjamin Morrison. I can't just say Ben Morrison. He had 384 snaps total, of which 24 were special teams. So 360. So I was close. 360.
Oh, well,
Grades are not good. Grades are not good. Oh.
I'm sure they aren't. I have yet to see. It's been a long time since I've seen like I guess Sauce probably rookie quarter where the numbers look good.
But this is a different level of stink, though.
I guess
35 run defense grade.
If we're looking at solo numbers, yeah. Just like
he
a
ranked
data point.
96th out of 109 cornerbacks in coverage. 108th out of 112 total cornerbacks.
Okay. So what do
He
we like about
played-
this defense then? Because
for me, it's the safeties. I really like the safeties.
Okay.
Yeah, still got Antoine Winfield holding it out there. I think Tyke Smith looked promising.
Okay.
He played 400 snaps at free safety last year, another 300. Make that about 400 in the box. Thought he was promising. Their defensive line, I think the weak link there is Keisean Nixon. But I kind of like everything else they have going. Yaya Diaby, Vita Vea, Ashawn Robinson, Ruben Bain. I think they got some dudes up front. Keisean Nixon.
I don't know. Can Ruben Bain play with the short arms or no?
No, he can't.
Can he play even? I don't know. Are they even allowing that? Keontae Scott will be fun with Todd Bowles also. This would be a good time. Yeah, Diaby's in that kind of like Jared Verse. I create a lot of havoc, but don't have a lot of production to my name. But that's again still valuable though. Yeah. Good, not great.
Who else do they have in that defensive end room?
Anthony Nelson and Al-Qadim Muhammad. Chris Braswell. Been a long time since we mentioned that name. David Walker was that small school Central Arkansas kid.
David Walker, I could see him getting some playing time. Yeah, it's probably a little thin. This is probably an average to above average defense, I would think. The safeties are probably going to make you right.
Yep.
Average probably feels about right here.
I like it. I like that. Yeah, because they're better on paper than some of those. Minnesota.
Yeah, they are. They're better on paper than Minnesota is.
But Okay.
Couple
more to go.
Zion
Let's get a
McCollum
couple.
had an okay year last year.
Yeah.
You know,
All
if
right.
he can be good enough, he's probably better than anything the Packers have on paper at corner.
Yeah, which is tough.
All right, you want to do the Saints? You want to do the
Either way.
Panthers, don't you?
Either way, let's say 10 minutes for these last three so we can get out of here.
All right, Panthers. Look, we're just gushing over the safeties for Tampa. Carolina doesn't really have any safeties.
Yeah.
Linebacker, they brought in Devin Lloyd. Probably playing Wallace next to him.
I would think so.
Corner, I think they're good
unless
enough
Jackson
with JC.
Kawach plays.
I don't know who that is. Who the heck is
So their seventh round pick.
this year?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't feel it. You know, you had months to tell me who the heck Jackson Kawach is, and you chose not to. So that's on you.
I just think we ran out of time. We quite simply ran out of time.
I think
So-
that their defensive line is going to be good enough. You got Derek Brown in the middle, Jalen Phillips coming off the edge.
If they didn't have Phillips, that edge room would be something.
You're probably looking at Nick Scourton heading into
So,
year 2
yeah.
at A&M as probably being a big contributor
Yeah.
this year. He's probably starting opposite Phillips.
I would think so.
Do you think Lee Hunter starts next to Derek Brown, or are we going to be subjected to more Tershawn Wharton?
I think we're not going to see Hunter for a bit.
I think
That
their
would be my
corners are
guess.
probably good enough with J.C. Horn and Mike Jackson. I
Mike
think that's
Jackson had a
good
really
enough.
nice year. Really impressed.
He had a really nice year.
good stuff for him,
Kind of been building toward that for the last couple of years.
which is
actually.
that's a good sign.
Yeah, I think he's really underrated and
Yeah.
probably underpaid.
Yes. Based on, without Phillips and Lloyd added to this defense, I would have lots of questions. But they recognized that they needed to go that direction, and they took advantage, which you should. I don't think Horns
Don't forget they have Ejiro. They still have Ejiro Evero there.
They do.
As the DC.
They do. This is true.
I think pass rush freaks me out a little bit.
Yep.
But I like Evero.
Yeah.
And I think they have enough dudes that this is going to be at least an average defense.
I think so. Yeah, I'm starting to like Dallas more and more in that spot, the way we're going through this.
Uh-huh.
Which is...
I am too.
Which might be something... There might be something said about the NFC in that regard, but, I do think... Okay, I've pulled up the Saints defense already.
Should we even talk about it or
goodness.
just slap it right in really bad?
Holy
This
cow.
is disgusting.
Holy cow.
Let me ask you this.
Wow.
Who is the second best player
All
on their
right,
defense
well, that's
after
not
Chase
nice.
Young? Who's the second best player on their defense?
Gosh,
And why
I know
is
who,
it Pete Werner?
Well, I was going to say Werner. I think he's had a solid career. One of my favorites.
Can I
from
take
that
a
class
victory
at
lap
linebacker.
on how awful Brian Brzee has been in the NFL?
Yes, you may. You absolutely may. It's just
They have two guys.
JJ. He did the same thing. Talented Clemson pass rusher, comes out of college, was lauded as a pick in August, fell out of favor quickly, was drafted I think 30th or 29th. Not
It's
unlike
never
a fella
wrong.
from Clemson who went to the Chiefs. But the
Could
difference
have just stopped at not
there's a
unlike the
difference.
fellow from Clemson. Just
There
stop
is-
right there and you're
the only thing going for Peter Woods is he's got Spags. Brzee did not get Spags, I fear. And that was pretty much it. Now, they drafted Christian Miller. I like it.
Kristen Miller. Yeah.
I
Kristen
like that.
Miller.
I like that.
I would maybe be
He should play.
interested in
He should be playing.
benching Brzee for Miller.
Yes,
and play
he's-
him
that's-
next to
100%.
Nathan Shepard.
100%. Miller should be playing on this team. For sure.
Kool-Aid McKinstry has been pretty decent
Yes.
his first 2
not
years.
bad. We'll take that.
You know what? Can I buy stock on a year 3 breakout for Kool-Aid?
You may, because I think I'm
Okay.
also doing that. And I'm also going to buy just a little smidge of stock on Quincy
Just
Riley
right.
and Jonas Sanker as well, 2025 mid-round picks,
Quincy
who flashed a little bit.
Louisville?
Yeah, Quincy Riley, Louisville, and then Jonas Sanker, safety from Virginia.
That's interesting because I feel like Justin Reed is their best safety. So then they
He
got
probably
three safeties
is.
we like.
He probably is right now. But I really
know what?
like what they're putting together, actually. It's a young
I
unit.
think I hate
Still-
their defensive line,
Yeah.
but I think I'm going to put them in average
Okay.
defense.
Okay.
I think they have enough dudes.
It's now
Like,
the main event.
I think they have enough dudes. Like their linebackers are decent. Chase Young has been pretty good.
Yep.
I'm not sure who is going to be their second corner opposite McKinstry. Like, please tell me it's not Martin Emerson.
No.
Well,
that's
who might be
interesting,
playing snaps his
'cause
rookie year? Lorenzo Styles.
He might. Not impossible. Not impossible. Yeah, the Saints
Alante Taylor.
really
would be
like their
nice to have
draft,
right
man.
now.
Really like the Saints draft again. Just churn away. Tyson, Miller, Oscar Delp. Man.
If they still had
Jeez.
Alante Taylor, I think this is.
Yeah, it would be nice.
I think
if
for
they
the
did.
for the corners, I'm dropping them down to below average. But,
That's fine.
But if they can find a second corner,
Yeah.
they might do
I
okay.
like where we're headed. I like what we're doing with this unit. So, okay. Main event, Green Bay. Where does Green Bay go?
Well, I think they're better than most of the schmucks we've been talking about. I don't think you can put them below this tier of above average.
Okay.
Because you have really good safeties. You have Edger and Cooper.
Good safeties.
I think that the defensive line, by the end of the year, by the time you're talking playoffs, they should be okay.
I think my take on them is they're going to start out average. Because to start the season, they're not going to have everybody. And then when they can hit stride with Parsons, I think when Van Ness starts to, I think, get where we think he could be, they're still going to have, the corner is still going to be, it's not going to be good. There's no way. There's just no way.
No,
it's just not going to happen.
But Jonathan Gannon never gets to work with great cornerback rooms, and he makes it work.
We're not drafting any quarters next year, Gannon. Figure it out, buddy.
I think he's going to make it work. I'll tell you where my biggest question mark is, because I already know the corners are going to be bad. I already know the safeties are going to be good. The biggest question mark for me really is at linebacker. I don't know what to expect out of Zaire Franklin.
Completely.
I really don't know.
Yep.
I mean, he was really bad last year, but he's always kind of been average. And I think if you have average play out of Zaire, and if Edgerrin takes a step, I think you're going to be okay at linebacker.
Yeah.
And I
the
think
trading
I do
for
kinda
Zaire,
trust Gannon.
the trading for Zaire was really upsetting because obviously hindsight 2020. CJ Allen fell to 53. He fell that far. That would have been kind of sick. Him with Cooper. But once they traded for Franklin, that was kind of looked like out the window. So it was a little unfortunate, but yeah, Franklin's probably better than last year. Don't love it. I agree. I think Evan Williams could become premier type of player this year.
That would help a lot.
And I think Cooper will also. I think those are two guys that I expect a lot out of.
I'd like to get some improvement out of Javon Bullard.
For sure.
I know everybody else loves him. I'm really, really out on him right now. I'd like to see some significant steps in the right direction for Bullard. And if we can get that, I think Gannon can cover up for the fact that we don't have corners in the regular season.
Right, for sure.
I don't
in
have
in the regular season. You're right. Listen,
I don't have faith in this cornerback room heading into the playoffs at all. But
for sure,
that's a long ways away from now.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Gutey got Rasul Douglas in the middle of the season a few years ago.
Should have got Rasul Douglas now. Right before Washington did.
Man.
Darn it. But yeah, he's going to be bargain hunting. There's no question. I think he's going to watch these corners in training camp. He's going to watch them. He's going to watch them in preseason.
Last year he sat on his freaking hands.
He's good. Yeah, I don't know. There's going to be a lot of final cut down day practice squad looking for guys, as there should be. So
it was really weird. Like I'm going to go make this really aggressive move in the offseason to go get Micah Parsons. And then once the season begins, I'm going to sit on my hands or take a nap for the rest of the year. I don't understand that at all. I really don't. And you got Jeff Hafley, who needs good corners to execute his scheme. You don't give him anything to work with. And just, we just piss away the whole season with these dog water corners who can't play, and then huge holes on the interior of the defensive line. He's not doing a darn thing to address it. And so if we get another year of that type of inactivity mid-season from Gutey, we're in trouble. Yeah. I choose to believe that he's going to actually do his job this year once the season begins, unlike last year. And so for that reason, I think we're going to find a workable solution at corner to get us through the regular season. I'm hoping that by the time we head into the postseason. You're feeling good about the combo of St. Just, Valentine, Cisse, whatever that you're putting out there, and maybe insert scrap heap find who was a gem. Joe says, "What about Trayvon Diggs?" Sure, bring him back. Why not? I don't care. It's you can't do worse than Keisean Nixon.
There's a great destroy the cap move, but I wouldn't do it.
Draft 2 more corners, one highly. Don't get Jake started on Cisse.
We did do all of those things.
Was a big addition.
We did sign a corner, and we did draft 2, one of them very highly. We did do that.
I think I'm a little nervous.
You can't argue with that. That's true. We did do it.
I'm a little nervous about the potential of Hargrave not working out. I think he will work out.
Yeah, but I do think you have to put all possibilities.
I want it out there
that
I'm a little nervous that it might not work out because he did have a hard time toward the end in Minnesota, and that felt like maybe it's a little bit of scheme or maybe it's a little bit of him losing a step with age. And that has me a little nervous.
Yeah.
But I like reuniting him with Gannon. I really like that. If we can get Josh Sweat as well, I think that you cement us in above average to start the season.
That would be nice. Just because you mentioned that with Halfley, I went and looked at Miami's corners, and man, Chris Johnson is like all they got. Man, it's rough out there. I feel bad. I feel bad for Halfley. It's gonna be a tough year in Miami. It's gonna be a tough year. So anyway, but again, they got Micah. I think they did their little. I think have 2 players from the 2024 class who could really leap onto the scene. It's just, again, they exist on kind of more of the spine of the defense. Whereas when teams are trying to potentially attack the boundary, the field, do they have what it takes out there? And, man. Listen, I know they drafted him highly. My hope is that they take their time. I don't want his confidence destroyed while he's hopping around out there. You guys hear what he's
saying? He's saying, suffer through Keisean Nixon and know that it's in service of the greater good.
Yes, I think that's right. Because that man hopping around out there pre-snap and not sitting still and being out of position because he can't sit still. We can't have that. We can't
in the playoffs.
We can't destroy confidence like that. And that's my biggest concern. So, anyway, this has been a lovely discussion.
Can I ask you one question before we wrap?
Yeah, of course. You may.
Do you think bringing back Keisean Nixon on the roster this year, after how he played last year and what he did in that playoff game against the Bears, do you think bringing him back on the roster at any price at all was a defensible decision?
I think if they had enough if they had what, as you pointed out, if they had like what Minnesota has, I would say that's indefensible. The problem is how bad it is in the room to where it's like,
and he's holding out for more money.
Yeah. If the room wasn't as bad as I think it is, I think it would be indefensible. The problem is I think it is that bad. And so, listen, you got to. It's. I think they're hanging their hat on it's a new scheme. That's the deal. So,
it's
listen,
just odd.
They should be drafting 5 of them.
They've gotten
year.
rid of locker room cancers before, and they're choosing not to do that here.
Yeah, could be a problem for sure. This is why I said there's like a move you could make that would destroy your cap, but like, I don't know.
Name?
Oh, Denzel Ward. Would destroy your cap, but like, legitimately, if you think you could win it all, I feel like desperation might call for it. So,
yeah, I don't know, man.
That's the problem. That's the
He's
problem.
trending the wrong way though.
Misa,
I know
Misa
Cleveland's having
desperate.
problems, but
Misa desperate. JJ, Misa desperate. Okay. I don't know what to say.
Here's the big problem.
Nothing.
I think your value per dollar for Denzel is about equal to Keisean.
Oh man, it's tough.
He's been
You hate to
bad the
see
last
that.
couple of years, man.
You hate to see
Denzel is not Denzel anymore.
And yet, I would definitely take that over everyone that we have currently.
Yeah. Well, it's bad. It's definitely bad.
It's
But I'm putting him in above average. Acknowledging that it probably could be a shaky start to the year.
Good news is they play the Jets.
I'm praying Baron Sorrell,
Atlanta.
DDS, Brenton Cox, Colin Oliver, that those guys contribute enough.
Oh man.
And if they go make a move for Josh Sweat, I'm cementing this as above average. I think this is clearly the 6 best defenses in the NFL, and I would say the Vikings have I don't know if I want to use the word potential, but like the capability of sneaking in there in a really annoying way and just putting up the kind of numbers that make them in the top 7 defenses in the conference.
Yeah.
Drew says St. Juice was the 12th highest graded corner by PFF last year. We don't talk about him very much.
I have some great reasoning for that one. I have just 2 words for you. Just 2 words for you. Jesse Minter. That's all I got for you.
Jonathan Gannon.
That's all I got for you. I think he's really good at his job. And so,
well,
I think that's a major part of it.
I will say he was really consistent last year.
I know.
And if you're talking about
Jesse was just
what
cooking.
Gannon does really well, Gannon is good at getting more out of subpar corners than what you think they have in the tank.
That's perfect. That's our entire room. It's great news.
And one trader.
It's great news.
We have a subpar room with one trader in it. And
it's great
it's
news for our entire room. Because that's what it is.
Oy vey. Well, listen. I think with it being 10 o'clock Central Time. Oh, Joe says over under week 4, CCA gets his first career pick. I'm going over. First career pick?
Well,
we got to talk about like when he's going to get on the field. Man.
Here's the thing. Yeah, we got to talk about when he's going to get on the field. I will say, if he gets on the field, he is in prime shape to early take advantage of QBs who definitely could throw the ball in harm's way. We're starting with Kyler, right? Potentially in harm's way, kind of a chuck it up deep and just Cisse runs under it because he's fast. Geno Smith loves to be aggressive. Whoever's going to start for Atlanta, bad possibility there. Baker can get a little reckless at times, possibility there. And then Mr. Off Target himself, Caleb Williams, week 5.
If they put him on the field at MetLife, we riot. I shouldn't say
they
if,
shouldn't play anybody
when they put him.
They should play that game. They should play the game in a few days before they strip that field after the World Cup final. Okay, they should be playing that. They should be playing that next Monday. Okay, just get that game out of the way while grass is still out there. No, but like that's kind of where we're at.
Before we wrap up here,
I actually kind of like it. The question is he going to play? Right? We've seen Golden. We've seen other guys first picks of drafts just not get a lot of reps. But I do think like if he were to get on the field, opportunity is there early in the season against quarterbacks who tend to be aggressive for the wrong reasons. So don't mind that question at all.
Can I ask you this? We ranked the Packers' offensive supporting cast as average. We ranked their quarterback as elite. We ranked their defense as above average.
You ranked the quarterback as elite.
I knew you were gonna clarify that.
You did that.
That's where we ranked them. With ranking them that way, would you expect them to win the NFC North this year? Based on the rest of the division didn't rank very highly for us.
They did not. I think they'll be in the fight to do so, for sure. I think as of now, when we did our things, I'm still kind of on Detroit to win it this year. But again, I think it's going to be one of those years. Everybody's it could be one of those weird tight race all the way.
Sure.
Years for them.
My big problem.
They're going to be in the thick. They're going to be in the thick of it.
I'm just not sure where Detroit really got better from last year. Like, we still think they're going to have offensive line problems.
Agreed.
And cornerback problems. And now they're going to have safety problems.
Yeah. But
they're going to have the same edge problems they had last year. Hopefully for them, their defensive tackle situation improves.
Yeah. Yes, Detroit did not get much better, but I'm not sure many of the teams got much better.
Drew says if we don't win the division, should either Gutekunst or LaFleur be on the hot seat or fired? How long will they get without winning the division? My answer is yes. Like, it's been since 2021. You went and traded 2 first-round picks for Micah Parsons. You have your quarterback.
You should win it this year.
You've had 1 trillion draft picks in the last few years. You got to be hitting on them. The coaching has to be better. Like, this is not a play calling question. I'm not talking about play calling. I'm talking about the locker room management. The locker room management from Gutekunst and LaFleur has been atrocious for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
If you do not have a strong season this year, why should we think that you're trending in the right direction? Why should we think next year is going to be better than this year? What would possibly make us think that? Like, I think you're looking at, with the way the roster is constructed, with the cap situation, with the core pieces that you have, you're looking at a 3-year window right here of you need to be maximizing this window. You have your pass catchers in place.
Yeah.
You have Micah. You have Jordan. This is a 3-year window that you've opened up here. If you don't have a good year this year, I don't know why you would think it's going to get better next year. So I think I would rather at that point say, hey, let's change out the head coach and try and move things forward, roll the dice with Jordan and this offensive core and Micah Parsons with a different head coach. Now, it depends on like the how you get to where you get at the end of the year, because we've certainly seen over the last few years where the record or where you finish in the postseason does not tell the whole story, and you actually have to have been there to understand how you got to where you get there. But if we sit here at the end of the 2026 to 2027 season saying this was a bad year where the team underperformed again, heads have to roll. The team has been trending the wrong direction ever since that playoff win against Dallas. It's been trending the wrong way ever since. Like, starting with that Brazil game, the team has trended the wrong way ever since. There has not been any improvement in the overall condition of the team other than a blip at the beginning of the 2025 year where you played 2 banger games against the Lions and the Commanders. And we're like, man, this team looks great. Don't worry about how thin the roster is. Don't worry about, like, we can't survive losing Devontae Wyatt or Micah Parsons or Tucker Kraft or whatever. Like, if we start missing a couple of those guys, it's all going to crumble because there's no depth.
Yeah.
But the team has been trending the wrong way. You have to reverse that trend. and go the right direction, or heads have to roll. And I'm good on cutting ties on both of them if you can't get positive momentum trending for this team. And Jake, you and I just the other day we were you and I were looking offline at the best players drafted all time by the Packers. And we were both pretty dismayed to see how far down the list you had to go to start finding Gutekunst players. It was very, very concerning.
Yeah, which I mean...
And granted, he's only been here for 7 years. Is that right? 8 years?
I think
8 years.
Actually,
this
was his 9th draft, wasn't it? It was 18 his first draft, so 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 20. Yeah, it'd be 9th draft this year.
So, like, you got Jordan Love, but, like, it's Elton Jenkins and Jordan Love, and then a lot of, like, yeah, this guy looks really good. Hopefully he finishes his career out on a strong note.
Yeah. I just don't know. Yeah, I think if it goes poorly this year,
Joe says I think certain coordinators will see the door before Matt LaFleur.
This is the problem, though.
Bozo won't fire any of his friends. Joe Barry is the only friend he's ever fired. He waited for Luke Getsy and who's the other guy who left? Hackett to get hired away to better jobs, Mike McCarthy style, and then welcomed them back into the organization with open arms when nobody would touch them for over a year. He will not move on from his buddies. Sorry to yell, but I have a lot of pent-up frustration about the tolerance of mediocrity that we've seen from LaFleur. There's been a lot of tolerance of mediocrity from LaFleur. Now,
for sure,
he moved on from certain kinds of coaches, but there's been a lot of tolerance of mediocrity from this man.
Yeah.
I think a hot seat would do him good. He doesn't seem like he feels a lot of pressure to do anything.
Yeah, and I know, and again, I think we kind of talked about, like, yeah, Ed Policy didn't want to have potential lame duck. I don't know, man. I think it was always the right move to put them in, like, a position where extensions are not set to begin 26, but we didn't do that. So, yeah, I've been pretty clear on, like, the last couple drafts. Gutey has kind of trended the wrong way for me. Didn't like 21 at all. 22 and 23. Good. Heralded by a lot of selections, which should always be the move. I still believe in 24. 2020 was really bad except for Love. And yeah, I mean, 18 had your one player, 19 had a couple. And I think Gutey did a good job.
You can be a draft and develop team and not hit on your draft picks.
We need some stars, man.
Like we keep talking about how all these rooms are really thin, and there's a bunch of young guys who have never played in all these rooms.
It is truly kind of insane when you think about, like, Gutey trying to swing for the fences in round one very, very often, and those guys just not. It's just it's a very famine type of thing, and then it's like, all right, now I got to find all, my role players and stuff like that, and then we're not swinging really in the in the later rounds in the day 3 area where it's like, no, we should be like Howie Roseman's like, no, we're looking for starters on day 3. We're not looking for special teamers. Oh, look, we need to back up this insert position. No, where are my starters on day 3? I think it's just a mentality that you have to have. Be arrogant as possible. You've made it to this job. So
it's almost like the Packers want to play Moneyball, but without actually trusting any of the actual analytics.
Yeah, there's very much a like, this is our process. That sounds interesting. We may incorporate a little, but we're not.
It's the process because it's the way we do things, not because the math backs it up.
Right,
That's what
correct.
pisses me off.
Correct.
Example: drafting frickin' kickers.
Trading up to draft kickers. Getting rid of an
I don't
extra
care how much
swing
you
to go
liked
get
the
a
kicker.
Getting rid of an extra swing to go get a kicker. Like, what are we doing? You didn't have a lot of picks to begin with. There were a lot of spots that could have used some competition. As we've talked about, defensive tackle, O-line, corner.
Guard.
Draft a
Can we
third
get
corner.
some guards who aren't
Yeah.
tackles, please?
Draft third corner.
Turns
perhaps,
out guards
in this
know how to play
draft.
football too. You don't have to play tackles at center.
But
All right.
we're
Listen,
rambling.
Jake, we need to call it because it's way past bedtime.
Yeah.
This was a good one though. It was fun. I thought. Whoops.
It's okay. Oh, man.
This thing is hilarious.
Gosh, I disappeared in the postseason really quick there. Sorry.
It was fun. I appreciate that question from. Let me see who put that one up. Joe contributed. Who had the? Oh, Drew. Drew's question. If we don't win the division, yeah. Appreciate the question, Drew.
Drew got us going.
Everybody.
Appreciate
it.
The third half of the show was long.
Long
third
Look,
half.
it's the middle of the offseason. We could do whatever we want to. It's 5 people watching us total.
You're right.
It's 58, but who's counting?
You're right.
All right. Love you guys. Appreciate you. We'll see you next week on Monday night. Go Pack. Go.